Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wood. Grab your Pop Rocks, grab your Coca-Colas, because today we're talking about urban legends. Yes, we are. That was a good intro, wasn't it? Because, the Pop Rock, Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
urban legend. That was good, wasn't it? That was good, wasn't it, Red? Anyways, that was a good introduction, wasn't it?
Whee!
I'm stupid. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? I hope you're doing well today. We are talking about urban legends today. We'll get into that in a little bit. Just a couple of quick announcements. One is tomorrow, Hellbent is supposed to be here, and it should be a good show tomorrow. I don't know exactly the topic tomorrow, but we'll have one, or maybe not. I don't know. We'll talk though. We'll use our mouths. And also today's Monday, and that's about it. And then,
It's fucking Tuesday where I'm in. You're all slow.
yeah, that's true. It is to you futurist. I leave coming up this weekend, Sunday. Remember, guys, next week there won't be any shows, no regular morning wood shows. There will be streams. I will be streaming randomly, so look forward to that. But there will not be no regular scheduled Monday morning wood shows. Sorry, but I won't be here to be able to do that. So, but yeah, because I'll be in California and heading to California. So,
Actually, we may need to set up that community channel so I can get access to it because my internet upgrade happens in 2 days, which means I may be able to stream some games finally. Maybe. We'll see.
we'll see. There we go. We'll do
And I'd
something.
like to do that on your channel if possible. So,
Okay, we'll figure something. We'll try to figure something out. So we'll. Sure enough, we'll. Anyways, today, Urban Legends, I am joined by the lovely, the beautiful Marshall Manson. Hey.
Hey baby, how you doing?
That creeped me out when you said, "Hey, baby."
kind of got turned on, to be honest.
It kind of made me want to find my safe space. Is what it did.
I didn't bother you last time. I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, but you had your dick in my ass last time. Anyways, we're also joined by the rapper, Racing Girl.
Yo, what up?
Little raisin.
Little raisin in the house, yo. Used to be a grape, now she a raisin. What's up? and of course, we have that Mr. Bad Attitude himself, the Australian faggot, Red Eye.
Can you see that? Can you see it? It's 2 fingers. That's in stereo.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, urban legends. We're gonna discuss that. One of my favorites is one I brought up earlier when I first came in. Grab your Pop Rocks, grab your. Is that people used to actually think that shit would blow you the fuck up, and it was so fun. Go ahead.
Well, it's yeah, I've seen some of the experiments. I reckon if you put enough in there, something might go horribly wrong. But you can't swallow it without it popping. It starts popping as soon as it hits moisture in your throat. It starts going pop.
So you tried it, right? Everybody here's tried it.
Yes.
I've put a mouth there, and it's basically it didn't end well, but I didn't blow to bits.
Honestly, the first time I tried it, I was like, I can't, dude. I was like 9 or 10, and I was scared to death. But I went it, and I still did it. That shit goes to show you how fucking stupid I was. I actually thought it was gonna blow me up, and I still did it. So that's pretty stupid. But I think that was one of the funny ones. But there's a lot of like creepy ones out there, man. Like now, these are some I haven't actually heard of, but I found these lists of some. Have you ever heard of the Suscan Screamer?
No?
What?
The Suscan Screamer. It's Suscan Screamer. The Suscan Screamer. And here it is. This is there anything creepier than a dead bride? Apparently not, because stories of this tragic lady's crop up all over the world on Suskin Road in Pennsylvania, by the way.
Huh.
under what used to be called the Susquehanna Railroad Bridge. Yet another of these legends has taken hold. According to many locals, if you drive onto the bridge, turn off your car, put the keys on the roof, and wait, you will be able to see the Susquehanna Screamer in your rearview mirror. Most stories agree that she is a ghost of a woman who hung herself on the bridge after being dumped at the altar. She was supposed to have screamed loudly as she jumped to her death, but there are other stories from the same area, including a creature that had webbed feet with long claws and had a huge head. Bigfoot-like encounters are also allegedly common in the region. Maybe someone should ask the dead bride if she's seen anything suspicious the next time she pops up into the back seat.
I believe it.
Actually,
like
there
the,
are a lot. That's even like around my area. They have like Crybaby Bridge, and they have different things. There's a lot of urban legend around here about people hanging themselves under covered bridges, and witches hanging under covered bridges. So like just about every covered bridge in Bucks County is supposed to be haunted.
Here's the thing that I always think about when people do this. Like when I was like I said earlier, when I was a kid, I thought it was going to blow me up, and I still did it. Okay, if you actually think that this bitch is going to pop up, why would you do all this? I don't want to see the cunt, all right? I don't want to see her.
I think if we tested the water supply in these counties, you'd find a high concentration of LSD and meth.
Probably.
Just saying.
Yeah, but that would be creepy. And you know, I've heard a lot of these type of, like there's
It's like Bloody Mary around here. Kids do it on dares.
Yeah.
You go down into the sea. Are you brave enough to stand under the bridge and put the keys on top? And you do that like after the Gravity Hill adventure, which is right around the corner from all the covered bridges here.
Yeah.
I was pretty hard to spook as a kid because our farm used to be a fucking slaughter yard. And I used to go down there at night and fucking hang out. So I was like, and?
It's funny that you brought that up. I used to live across from an old abandoned slaughterhouse. And the legend around there is that you could hear the animals screaming at night. And you can't. I lived there. You couldn't. But in between these stories, we've all got urban legends around our areas and stuff. Is there any around your area, Red Eye?
Yes. People have probably heard about people lick cane toads to get high. Yeah. That was a good one. Yeah, that was
a legend. A lot of people still think that's true, though.
Yeah, well, here's a heads up. That was started by a Cairns police officer. I think he might have just been fucking with the local press at that point because, yeah, you know what the police and the press are like. Well, in Australia 30 years ago, the coppers fucking hated the press because the coppers were really corrupt and were getting away with it still back then, but the journos were starting to ruin all their parties. So, yeah, this guy said, yes, so all the hippies out the back of Cairns, they lick cane toads to get high when they can't get their marijuana.
Yeah, I mean, here, look, I'm a pretty logical thinking guy. The first time I heard that, I'm like, nah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, it's because the stuff they say that you lick to get high, no, that's the glands. That's poison. That fucking kills you. It makes you incredibly ill.
You're dying, bro. You're not tripping. You're dying.
Yeah, that's basically what's happening. If you think you're high, it's like, no, you've actually poisoned yourself and your brain's fucking starting to shut down. You fucking idiot. Go to the hospital.
Exactly. You're a moron.
Yeah. There's a difference between having a good trip and trying to kill yourself. And licking a cane toad would be a very quick way to go to the emergency room.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I don't think the doctor should help you at that point. I think natural selection just should take fucking...
Doctor walks in, oh, you did that, you're a dumbass, bye.
Yeah. We'll be back in an hour to fucking put a toe tag on you. Slap you in the freezer. Bye-bye.
And the tag's going to say, moron.
Yeah, dumbass. Moron McDumbass.
Moron McDumbass. That's a t-shirt right there.
They write to their family.
We are creating that t-shirt, by the way, Moron McDumbass.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Dumbass, your son died being a dumbass. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Moron died being a fucking dumbass.
There is actually a graveyard around local. It's in I think it's in Ripley. Yeah, it's in Ripley, Mississippi. Where and there was a guy named Michael Myers.
Oh shit!
Yes, it's his name was actually Michael Myers. So of course they've got to wrap our legend around this, right? They've got to do something about it. But they say that if you go there at midnight or after midnight and lay chains on the tombstone, like chains, then Michael Myers will rise from the grave.
He's not even like a zombie or anything. That's just
no,
weird.
it's not that Michael Myers. It's a different Michael Myers. But I know it's weird. But he will rise from the grave and all this shit. His ghost or whatever. Well, I did it.
So what's supposed to happen? You lay chains on his grave. He rises from the dead and then secures the graveyard for the evening with the chain and a padlock he just happened to keep in his pocket. What's the fucking point?
Yeah. I did it. Me and my buddies did it. But it didn't happen. I went to this famous haunted house that everybody was like all tripping about. Everybody was scared to go in. I walked in. And of course, me being a dumbass that I am, I threw myself out the window and said, "Ah!" And they all fucking started screaming and shit outside. But it was funny. But yeah, that's you got any Marshall?
Georgia there's an entire book on Georgia's dumbass myths called Weird Georgia, and it's just full of retarded shit here, man.
Yeah, give me one.
There's this case of it's kind of similar to the bridge thing, but supposedly there's some campsite where you can go, and if you hang out there, you'll see this clown, and he's like, "Oh, come back and see my wife's house," and you go back there and he kills you. Just some lame shit like that.
What about you, Raisin?
Mostly just the haunted stuff, the witch stuff. A lot of hauntings, Lady in White stuff. We live fairly near Washington's Crossing, so there's a lot of historical stuff here too.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, mostly hauntings in Philadelphia State Hospital shutting down. There was a lot of rumors growing up that homeless people would attack you if you went near the buildings, and
yeah.
I should have brought up that we have Savannah, Georgia here, and that's a really old place with a lot of supposedly haunted
legends.
Buildings.
Yeah. I've heard of this next one I'm going to talk about, Lillian Gray. You've heard of that, right?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it sounds real familiar. I have to read to really remind myself, but Lillian Gray does sound familiar. This legend all started thanks to a tombstone located in the middle of a cemetery in Salt Lake City, Utah. It belongs to a woman named Lillian E. Gray, who died in the 1950s at the age of 77. At first glance, it doesn't look any different from the other graves surrounding it. Nothing catches the eye until you see the inscription written underneath the victim of the beast. 666. That's what it says on the tombstone. I'm looking at the picture too. That is a bit unusual. What could this enigmatic statement mean? Is it some kind of accusation made by the believers in one of the most religious cities in the nation? Could she have been sacrificed by a satanic cult? Was she a devil worshiper herself? An innocent woman punished in Salem-style witch hunt? Those are only some of the rumors intrigued citizens have come up with to explain it. Of course, there are always those who have to come along and ruin the fun. It looks like the inscription was commissioned by the woman's paranoid anti-government husband who blamed the police for her death. Is it hard to say whether that makes the whole thing less creepy or more so? So here, I'll show the tombstone. Wait just a second. This is what everybody's freaking up over, is because that right there.
Wow.
Victim of the beast. Wow.
Yeah, it says Lily Gray, June, victim of the beast, 666.
The system is the beast.
Her husband knew what the fuck he was doing.
Oh yeah.
He was trying to get some shit started.
That's like an Iron Maiden album cover. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a movie made about Lillian Gray?
I must have missed that one.
Not that I know of.
But that just gives me a nice idea. I wanna. If I have to have a tombstone, I want it to say, "I can see you," just so anybody who walks past gets freaked out and like starts looking.
I don't know. All I'm hearing is the start of that Iron Maiden song now. Just like the voiceover before the song starts. I really that was a cool fucking tombstone. It's like that'll upset Christians. It will please Lemmy because Lemmy is God.
I know what I wrote on my tombstone, Red. I wanted to read, if you're reading this, I'm going to haunt you.
Don't look back now.
Actually, I should just quote the Iron Maiden thing. It says, "The devil sends the beast with wrath because he knows that time is short." And him who have what is it? How's it go? Him who have understanding the number of the beast know it is a human number, for its number is 666.
What is that song Motley Crue came out with? It had the whole thing at the beginning. It tripped people out for one time. Something beast or something devil. I don't know.
Look, it was. If people were freaking out at Motley Crue, they were definitely not getting to listen to the really good metal back then. Iron Maiden were the kings of it with Number of the Beast. That scared the shit out of American preachers. Yeah. But if you listen to the song lyrics, it's actually a song of forewarning, and it's it's not exactly what the priests get. They just hear 666 and start laying cable. Pussies. No.
Here's one called The Killing Savior. A girl and her friends were walking home from a party. They heard a rustling noise during their walk, but they forgot about it instantly. So this is actually a story here. Her friends lived in another neighborhood, so the girl was soon walking home by herself. She heard the noise again. Then she heard footsteps approaching, so she started to jog. The following footsteps quickened with hers and sounded like they were jogging behind her. She became panicked, started to run, and so did whoever was following her. The girl ran into the road without looking, and she was immediately hit and run over by a speeding truck. The young woman died instantly. The stalker who was following the girl witnessed the driver of the truck hit her prey. This good Samaritan driver saw the girl being followed and began to cry and call 911 on her cell phone. When the girl ran out into the street, the distracted driver struck and killed the girl she was trying to save.
Damn.
Yeah. That sounds like a good date.
Skittles.
How do you hit somebody that you're watching?
I don't know. That's the
kind of that's the shit that most of the urban legends around here growing up with like high school kids telling you the stories like that, like those kind of urban legends, the things you used to originally what Snopes was for before people tried to use it for an actual information source. It was just like people would be like, "Oh, I heard this happen to my cousin or whatever. I know it happened. It was my friend's friend that it happened to." Like there's always something like that. You know what I mean? And that's what they mean by the urban legends, because it's all that people sit around going like, no, this really happened. This corny ass shit.
Well, I've got a good one, and it's the Winnebago RV thing that I talked about during the lawsuits. That's actually an urban legend, and that's the story of the person that bought the RV, and it said it had cruise control. The person's apparently thought that to be the car can drive itself. No, not quite. And the story I heard was they were in the middle of America and they're on a pretty decent straight. They've gone up to make coffee or something, and the car's gone straight off the road into a cornfield. And that person then sued Winnebago and for not putting the right not saying in the car's instruction manual that it wasn't self-driving.
Because who the fuck would think that?
Yeah,
is that what you Aussies think of us? We're all just morons that drive in a cornfield.
That's you do a Google search, and that's been doing the rounds since the 80s. That one. That's been around for fucking that was like before the internet. I read about that because what used to get sent around was chain letters and all weird shit. It used to be like before electronic stuff. It was all chain mail, like physical post.
Mm-hmm.
And all these stories would be shared and like, oh, fuck. But yeah, that one turns out, I didn't know if it was true or not until we looked at it last week. Turns out it is urban legend.
Okay. I've gotten chain mails before. It's so stupid. They're so stupid.
It's like, if you don't send this letter along 10 people the next 3 days, your cat's going to die of brain cancer. Like, no, kidding.
I'll be like, good. I don't like the little bastard anyway.
Getting that for like back when chain letters were still a big thing. Like that was. Remember, they'd always have all the forwards. You'd be like, damn it, just copy it and send it on. Why are you like? I can't even get it to load because it's like all the people it's ever been sent to came up first.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's crazy. The next was the ghost of Stowe Lake. Golden Gate Park in San Francisco, California is pretty well known for its paranormal stories. Sorry.
God damn it.
If you believe locals, it is so full of spirits that you run the risk of crashing straight into one while jogging. They might as well rename it No One Is Alive Here Park. But one ghost story has been the most popular and circulated ever since it appeared in the San Francisco Chronicle on January 6, 1908. That's the story of the ghost of Stowe Lake. The newspaper piece starts with a man named Arthur Pigeon. He was going just a bit too fast in his car when he was pulled over by police, but he told officers it wasn't his fault. He was trying to get away. He claimed to have seen the ghost of a woman at Stowe Lake. She had long fair hair and was barefooted. The legends always claimed this woman was a mother who lost a child or else killed her child and then herself. America seems to be full of women offering themselves and their offspring. This dude was trying to get out of a speeding ticket.
Yep, that's what I reckon.
And then somebody, they read it in the paper and then people started reading it. Oh, yeah, I seen that too. That's how shit gets started.
It was the ghost officer, I swear.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. It's it at least come up with the excuse like I saw a Mexican drug cartel executing one of their fucking mules and I ran for my life, officer.
Yeah. And that mule didn't do nothing. It was just
That's right.
Doing mule things.
That's like that bitch that said the drugs flew in through the window and landed in her purse.
Well, that happened.
Yeah, that totally happened. My mistake.
Where did that happen? Because I want to move there.
That was Georgia,
Right?
Maybe.
I think it was. We read that on the odd news stories a couple of weeks ago.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Can you make a house entirely out of windows and leave them open with purses lying next to each one?
I'm gonna make some money today.
and put like LED landing lights so that can guide their throw in and give them distance and fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're gonna try to make it, everybody does it when they get caught by the police. At least make it make sense.
Well, look, according to President Trump, the Mexican cartels use catapults to launch bags of drugs over the border wall, knocking out unsuspecting American citizens.
Oh my God.
That is fucking amazing.
Speaking of Trump, De Niro went on the Tony Awards last night and said, "Fuck Trump live."
Yep, and they did not fucking censor the Australian feed. So if you want to actually hear him say it, look for the Aussie feed of it because he said it. It's like we all went, "Oh God, really?" Yeah, he's a dickhead, but you're gonna virtue signal like that? It's like, are you becoming irrelevant or something? What's wrong with you, mate? It's like just remember what Clint Eastwood did and talk to the empty chair. That was just the most embarrassing moment in the history of everything.
Yeah, but at least De Niro was talking to an actual person, not a fucking chair.
Yeah, good point. But
all right,
still,
next, go ahead.
I was just saying, telling your president to get fucked like that. It's just not. No.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. The next one is Bobby Mackey's Hell Portal.
What?
That's what it says.
Tough.
Bobby Mackey's Music World is a popular honky-tonk bar in Wilder, Kentucky, owned by country singer Bobby Mackey. There are 3 associated urban legends that have become so popular they are now considered a selling point for the establishment. The first is there's an actual portal to hell located in the well room, which allows demons to come into our realm. It isn't clear why they would want to. Maybe they're really into country ballads and overpriced beer. As for the 2 other stories, they're more traditional hauntings. First, you have Pearl Bryan, a real pregnant woman who was found decapitated in the 19th century. Her love, Scott Jackson, and his friend Alonzo Whaling were hanged for her murder. Second is the legend of a woman named Joanna, who is said to have fallen in love with a singer at a club that used to exist behind Music World. Her angry father supposedly hanged her love in his dressing room, leading to her to poison herself in retribution. Bobby Mackey wrote a song about the incident, which strongly suggests she is still haunting his bar.
Good Lord.
So there's an actual portal to hell. Can you see this portal?
No, you just feel it.
Oh.
You know
I'd
what's
build,
there.
I'd build a small bar and just have small gigs for the demons. Apparently, they like his music. So, yeah, all right, let's rock this shit. Let's just bring different bands around each week, put on a fucking show.
I'd have a cover charge at the portal.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure demons would use some cryptocurrency. Like,
Yeah.
The demons won't beat your ass. You gave me $5.
They say all of the good music is the devil's music, so I would have to go check it out at least once.
I would like to go to this bar.
Yeah, I'd like to see Charlie Daniels play The Devil Went Down to Georgia there.
Right?
I want to see Tenacious D take on the devil.
Yeah. I like to go to that bar, look over, at one of the tables. There sits a demon with a Jack and Coke, just chilling with a cigarette.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro, what's up? What's up, bro? Taking a break today. Lucifer gave me my time off. It's so stupid. A portal to hell.
I would drink at that establishment. I don't know why.
I would sit there and make fun of all the people. Say, I feel the demons, because that's what they're doing, right? They ain't seeing shit. I feel it.
Oh, yeah, you bring a psychic in there. She's like, I feel something very off in this room.
Yes.
Somebody's like, I'm going to off this motherfucker today. I'm going to this bar and I'm going to blame it on some demons.
Oh, yeah, just walk in and start shooting motherfucker. Hey, this motherfucking portal, man.
The gate to hell. I was just, feeling kind of spunky all of a sudden.
Yeah, I'd go and just start jumping and falling on the floor. What are you doing? I'm trying to get into the portal.
Just learn enough Latin to start freaking people the fuck out.
If you can learn Latin and speak it backwards, that's how you do it.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
You just got to walk up to the portal and just go, Novos Ordos Seclorum. It's like, opens up. Whee, jump in.
I'm going to say, I got some meth in a can.
Yeah, and for all the Illuminati fans out there, you know what I just said, don't you? Yeah, Yeah? Hey?
Sound like
what
you
did
said something.
New World Order.
You made some noises with your mouth.
And I actually got that from my Slayer shirt because it was on the fucking sleeve. That's how Slayer taught me some Latin. There you fucking go. Fuck university, go to a Slayer gig.
You're on a Slayer gig. Patterson Road. In Houston, Texas, cultural memories of the Civil War have sparked numerous urban legends. One of the creepiest is centered around Patterson Road, located near Highway 6. The claims here tend to differ depending on whom you ask. However, everyone agrees that the ghosts involved were Civil War soldiers, because as well as we all know, every bit of land someone from that period walked across has become a ghostly hotspot by default. Believers say that if you go onto the Langham Creek Bridge on Patterson at night and park your car with lights off, you will hear tapping or see a mist surround your car. More skeptical locals will point out that parking your car with your lights off on a busy bridge is a good way to become a ghost yourself.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to point out one thing. All of the ghost sighting, all of these ghost sightings all over the world, I've never heard of anyone report, yeah, saw these guys wearing like fur loincloths with spears chasing after this ghostly mammoth. It was frightening. Everything's always based in the last couple of 100 years of history. Like they'll describe the period of clothing they're fucking wearing, or it's like, come on.
It's
like,
always in the 1800s or some shit.
Yeah. Where's the Neanderthal ghost? Where's the goddamn fucking, please, just stop. Ghost, no, just no. Fuck yes.
And if there are ghosts, they're probably making fun of you for parking in the middle of a bridge.
The fuck is this guy doing?
Ghosts that are like, well, what's this little bitch doing? He gonna end up like us, floating around. Shit. If I was a ghost, I would do so many cool things.
Give me a good example.
I'd finger Beyonce.
You can't prosecute me. I'm dead, bitch.
Yeah, what you gonna do? Come on, Jay-Z. I'm already dead, nigga. Come on.
The ghostly stink finger.
I'd watch all kind of movies for free.
Can you imagine being haunted by Pimpmunk? Like you just be in a room and you start smelling cigarettes and you're like, oh fuck.
Farts and cigarettes.
Nah, that fucking Febreze shit. You'll the first hint of Pimp's ghost that you get is like the room will be overpowered with that scent of Febreze till everyone's like choking and they pass out.
It's Snuggles.
Snuggles.
It's Airwick Snuggles. It's not
Airwick Snuggles. All right, sorry, my bad. I'm really high, man.
It's serious shit.
This is some serious stuff right here, bro. This is real shit here, bro.
That shit's all bright like the cigarette was last night. Like
I know it's fucking meth in a can. I should have just called it that, and then everyone would have been right on point and know what I was talking about. My bad. Yeah. So if you haunt people, you're just going to smell that, and then it's just going to be cigarette smoke everywhere.
The next one has so many variations of it, dude. But it's Goat Man.
Oh God.
Yeah. Some urban legends are created by adults who want to scare their kids into behaving. Anyone who grew up with Mexican parents will be well used to this method and probably still feel a deep-seated fear of El Cuque. Other stories are more likely to have been made up by your jerk older brother who wants to freak you out, such as the case of the Goat Man of Beltsville, Maryland. Who is the Goat Man? There's no official story, but most claim a scientist at the Beltsville Agriculture Research Center did experiments on goats. This somehow led to him actually becoming a part goat, a kind of animal-human hybrid. He is said to roam the backwoods of Fletchertown Road, attacking people in cars with his axe. Why scientists turned Goat Man would carry an axe isn't explained. Why would a goat man carry a fucking axe?
Because what is a goat going to kill you with?
Yeah, it's goddamn goat.
The man part was Viking.
Yeah, okay, is that what it was? There's so many variations of this. I mean, of course, this right, the Goat Man thing is a variation of the Mantar.
Maybe nobody found the Goat Man because Chupacabra ate him.
Yeah, Chupacabra.
Yeah.
He likes to eat goats.
And you know what Chupacabras are? They are fucking coyotes with fucking mange. It's like, well, they are. If you've seen all the eyewitness photos, it's like, I've got photos. It's like, yeah, that's a coyote with mange, you fucking idiot. It's like, really? Are we going to do this? It's like, it's like if you've never seen a dog where half its fur's missing, it looks really, really fucking weird.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Right? And if they're missing patches of fur all over them, they even look stranger. But if there's a lot of bare skin on a dog that's supposed to have fur, your eyes will not recognize it, and the pattern won't make sense to you, and you'll say something stupid like, it's a chupacabra. It's like, no, it's a fucking coyote with fucking mange, and it's sick, and it needs to be taken to a vet and made well again, or shot and put out of its misery. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Chupacabra.
Our version of the goat man is the possum head man.
Oh, my God, fucking Jesus.
Yes. A little community I grew up in is called Tuscumbia. There's a legend of the possum head dude, and I'm me, of course, I'm like, y'all don't believe this shit, right? But yeah, it's I think in every little fucking community around America, they've either got the possum head man, the goat head man, the bull head. There's a bullheaded man too. Of
the
course.
Jersey Devil. Is the Jersey Devil considered an urban legend?
I don't know.
Yes. We can say yes, Rosengold. Yes, it's. And what's the other one? Mothman.
Mothman.
Mothman prophecies.
Yeah. There's what's that other one? There's the lizard guy or something. That's not here. That's some other country with a lizard man.
And in
half lizard, half.
Gotham City's Batman.
South Carolina.
Yeah. I'd rather. Who would you prefer? Would you rather Mothman protecting your city or Batman?
I would rather have Mothman.
He'll eat your clothes, man. What are you thinking? You're all crazy. Everyone will be naked in a week.
That's why we got all these naked criminals running around here.
I'm such an idiot. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Here's one that I've never heard of, but it's got a cool ass name. The Snallygaster.
You made that shit up.
No, I swear to God.
I'm naming my next fart that. That's my next fart. I'm
gonna name everything the Snallygaster.
Snallygaster.
In 1730s, German immigrants in Frederick County, Maryland, claimed to have encountered a terrifying creature. Shortly after founding their town, the residents began reporting sightings of a beast that was half bird, half reptile, with a beak made of metal with razor sharp teeth. It also sported tentacles like an octopus that it used to seize people and carry them away, presumably to feed to its bird, lizard, robot, squid babies. Well, when you first hear this story, not to mention the creature's moniker of the Snallygaster, it is easy to scoff, but the plot thickens a bit for residents when sightings of these creatures were reported everywhere from New Jersey to Ohio. Of course, sightings reported and hard evidence are worlds apart, but we aren't going to nitpick.
It's got tentacles, bro. It can be in hentai.
Yeah, dude, it's got a metal beak.
That sounds like somebody was taking some serious psychedelics while watching anime.
That's a fucked up creature, babe. It seriously is, dude. I don't want to meet the Snallygaster.
Yeah, I agree. No Snallygaster.
Well, what about the critters we've got? And it's not just Loch Ness. There's a lake in the Vermont-New York border, and it's got a critter in it. They call it Champ.
Yeah.
And there's supposed to be photos of this thing, and I'm looking at the photo now, and I'm kind of looking at it going, yeah, all right, whatever. That's nice. But these things seem to have all over the world. That's a pretty similar one. It's like if there's a big body of fresh water, there's a big nasty dinosaur-like critter living in that son of a bitch. And sure enough, Loch Ness, halfway around the fucking world, and then you go to Champ, and that's supposed to be a Native American legend, that one.
Yeah, the Loch Ness is a fucking cool ass. I love that legend, but it was proven that it was fake.
Well, what they're doing now is they're going to the final level of a test, and they're doing a DNA analysis of the lake. So they're going to get samples of the water, and they're going to get traces of DNA from anything that's alive in that lake. So but here's the big problem with these big lake water thingies. Unless they're eternal, like Godzilla in some of these movies, and they live for tens of thousands of years, you're kind of fucked to get a breeding population, because if there's only one of them, they don't make sense anymore to me. It's the more I think about it, it's like, unless we're seeing hundreds of these things swimming around fucking breeding, and that means that something that big is going to eat a lot of fish, unless it's eating all the weed. It's like, come on.
Here's like a painting of the snallygaster.
Oh, I guess to look.
Yeah, I can imagine what this is. Oh my!
There it is.
Jesus.
There's the snallygaster. Look at the eyes. He's got 3
Wow.
eyes. Look at those razor sharp teeth, man.
I thought it had a robot beak or some shit.
It's supposed to have a robot beak, man.
Lame.
Look at the octopus tentacles. Dude, the snallygaster is my favorite creature. I'm not gonna lie. I love the snallygaster.
It sneaks up behind you and it just goes. It just sneaks up quietly behind and it goes. "Meh."
I'm talking to D. He said he's writing a campaign for D&D, and I want to fight a snallygaster.
Hell
That's
yeah.
Snallygaster. A level 10 one, man.
Right?
I
Baby.
love the snally. The next one's the Green Man.
Hey.
Is one of the few stories of this list that can be traced back to a real person, including the more frightening details in Coppell, Pennsylvania. I guess that's how you say Coppell or Coppell. It became common to see a horribly disfigured man walking down the darkened streets at night. He was given the name Charlie No Face or Green Man, and everyone had their own story of sighting him. That's because he was 100% real. Born Raymond Robinson in 1910 at the age of 8, he was trying to view a bird's nest on Morado Bridge when there was an accident. He touched a power line which electrocuted him, causing horrific facial injuries that never properly healed. Because of his appearance tended to cause panic and make babies cry. He was sorry, it's not funny, but it's funny. He spent most of his 74 years hiding out in his home with his family, but at night he would make the streets his own, taking long walks when people were less likely to see him. Obviously, this didn't work all the time, hence become a living urban legend in his town where some people used to drive around all night hoping to catch a glimpse. So this is true.
There you go. And I just wanted to say 006 in chat said there's another Nessie-like monster in Canada. That one's called Ogopogo.
Yeah, Ogopogo too, yep.
Here was the actual Green Man. Look at his fucking face, dude.
Yeah, I just looked that up. That's freaking weird.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Poor
Right.
bastard.
I mean, yeah, dude, that's fucked up. And calling him No Charlie No Face is fucking mean, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's fucked up. There was this.
Wiki on it says he was 9 years old when that happened to him.
Yeah, that's what it said there. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that woman who got her face torn off by the chimp.
Yeah. Well, that was her own goddamn fault, though. You know, they say she was sleeping with that chimp.
I've not heard that, but I totally believe it just because I want to.
This is true. This says she was actually sleeping with it, and some people believe that she was actually sexual with this chimp.
You're fucking with me. Are you serious?
I'm serious. Still, I'm not lying. I heard this on the Joe Rogan Experience.
That's fucking gross.
Yeah,
It was on the internet. It must be true.
But if it's on Joe Rogan, it is true. Joe never lies. God damn it!
Joe's never lied. Joe's never been wrong.
Don't you fucking ever doubt the great Joe Rogan. I want to be on your show, Joe.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I wouldn't fucking like to make Joe Rogan angry. I've seen that.
Joe's a
kick
bad
out.
motherfucker.
yeah.
Tough dude.
He's a bad motherfucker. He
he
taught
kicked
he taught George St. Pierre how to kick.
That dude, I've seen video of that dude kicking another guy in a competition so
Lifted
hard.
him
The
up in the
dude
air.
flew back a couple of feet in the fuck, like lifted him off the goddamn floor.
Hell yeah, he did. Yeah,
All the
I've watched
shit-
that video.
All the shit that Steven Seagal says he can do, Joe Rogan can actually do.
But Steven Seagal
Right.
can't actually. The martial art that Steven Seagal does is actually a real martial art, but in a real fight, it does nothing.
Have you seen the
It's-
shit where he's like, Bruce Lee, I spent a lot of time with Bruce Lee, and he never fucking met the guy.
Yeah, he's weird, but he actually does know that hand martial art shit that he does, but it's actually useless in a fight.
I've seen him do it.
Yeah,
It's kind of designed to just, I don't know what you did,
It
to
looks
push
pretty.
people over a lot.
it's supposed to. Yeah, it's designed, and it's kind of like an art in a way. You know, kind of What's that other one they do where they're fucking flipping around?
I don't know.
Yeah, but it's not really useful in a fight, but it is a real martial art though. But anyways, here's the story I have. It's funny as hell. There was a big big graveyard in my hometown. It's right across this big giant church called Victory Life Center or whatever. It's a huge fucking graveyard, like the biggest one in town. And there was a legend that at night you see this old man ghost walking the graveyard. Well, a bunch of us teenagers thought we was gonna walk through the graveyard, right? Well, so we walked through the graveyard, and by God, there was an old man started screaming at us in the graveyard. We ran like fucking hell. I was about to piss my little chunky ass self. I mean, we was running around. Come to find out, he was the watchman. There was a lot of people going to the graveyard. Kids. There was a lot of people going to the graveyard, damaging tombstones and stuff, and they hired this man to watch it at night. Yeah. So that there's it comes to a point like if you believe this shit and something happens, it's gonna fucking. There's an old saying: if you look for your ghost, you'll find it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Here's one, Dog Boy.
God, it's always like animal boy, animal man.
This is from Quitman, Arkansas. It's one of those areas that is filled with ghost stories. Most of the older houses seem to have spirit attached, so it would take a lot for a legend to stand out from the crowd. But the tale that was managed to claw its way to the top is the legend of Dog Boy. In 1954, Gerald Floyd Bettis was born to Floyd and Aline Bettis in what has since been named the Bettis House. Those who knew him claim he used to catch dogs and cats and keep them in his home as a young boy, but he wasn't playing veterinarian. Instead, he would horribly torture and kill the creatures. But what he is really known for is his treatment of his parents. The story goes that he imprisoned them in the attic, keeping them there for years. According to police reports, he did abuse his parents quite badly, but wasn't arrested for it until after the death of his father and the continued abuse of his mother. He died in prison of a drug overdose. Since then, people have claimed that paranormal activity is common in the house. Flickering lights, strange noises, and moving objects have all been reported. Considering Bettis once threw his father out of a window, that seems to be getting off relatively light in the haunting department. So he was a dickhead. He was an asshole. He tortured his parents. But that goes to show you he died of a drug overdose in prison. Whoa, that rehabilitation of drug addicts in prison is so working it.
Well, prison system works.
People reporting hauntings in a prison, like you really, more than anywhere else, got to take that with a grain of salt because these people are confined. They're in a lot of stress. They're not thinking clearly. So it's pretty safe to say that any paranormal shit you hear about in prison is bullshit.
Apparently, this house is supposed to be on the house I live in right now. There was a woman who died. She didn't even, and of course, this guy started that she died here. Guess what, folks? She didn't die here. She died in the hospital. But apparently, she haunts this house. If the bitch is listening, fuck you, cunt.
Wow.
She must be a quiet woman.
Oh my God. That was stupid. But yeah, that is true. People think this house is haunted. There's been a couple people who lived here before said it was haunted. It's bullshit. What do you think, Red? You think I'm haunted by a woman?
I don't know. There's some weird silhouette, sort of smoky, vapory thing behind you. Oh, no, that's just your cigarette smoke. It's all good.
I'm about to finger that haunted bitch.
Wow. Hashtag me too. Ghost edition.
Ghost clit.
It's the blowjob ghost from fucking Ghostbusters, dude.
Ghost clitoris. I like the ghost clitoris. What am I doing?
I don't know.
Someone's take that sample.
Oh, wait a minute. She's blowing my dick now. I need to stop. I'm sorry.
Did you take your Ambien today, Pimp?
I did take my. You see, now we got to pay money because you mentioned Ambien. Fucking asshole. Fuck. This is all coming out of a red ass bank account. So Amian.
Ah, man, that's not cool.
It's not cool. Charman.
Sounds like a Pokemon or some shit.
A well-known urban legend in California comes from the Ojai Valley in Camp Comfort County Park. They say the spirit of a man burnt in a fire will emerge from the forest and attack cars and hikers. He is called Charman because the majority of his face and body could be described as as extra crispy. There are several versions of Charman's origin, but they all began with the wildfire that occurred in the park in 1948. The main story goes that the father and son were caught in the blaze, and the older man was killed, but the son survived. And when a rescue team arrived, they found that he had strung up his father and pulled off his skin. He then disappeared into the woods. Another story makes the victims a husband and wife, claiming that the man went mad as they lay trapped and injured in the fire, unable to aid his wife, who was screaming for his help.
It's fucking Tommy Sotomayor, dude. He was extra crispy.
Oh,
Oh no.
you weren't the first one to say it. Adam in the chat room said Tommy Sotomizer confirmed.
You fucking asshole.
Luna said he's a KFC ghost, extra crispy. Oh, damn, Luna, you bad.
Wow.
It would be a scary if if some of this shit actually happened. There's a lot of poop in my pants. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't believe, I piss people off all the time because there's a lot of people around here that are just so gullible and they believe this shit. And I'm the one that's sitting there saying, y'all stupid, you know that, right? And they all get pissed off at me. But somebody asked me one day, like, what would you do if you seen something? I would run. I don't know what you expect me to do. I'd run. It's like I walked into a dude's house one night, was sitting there, was all smoking joint, and the wind blew the screen door open, and the dude said, "Come on in, Miss Jones," or whatever he said. I can't remember the exact name. And I said, "What?" He said, "Oh yeah, we got a ghost here." I said, "You got a ghost here?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "You still live here?" I said, "You're a fucking moron." Because if you actually believe that there's a goddamn ghost there, I don't think you should stay there.
Oh, but what if it was like the ghost from The Ghost and Mrs. Muir? Or if it was like Casper, maybe.
The Casper?
Yeah, I could live with a chill ghost. That'd be fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd build a device to capture the fucking thing and get $1 million from James Randi. That's what I'd try and fucking do. Fuck running. It's like, right, I know where you are. Call the Ghostbusters.
Now, I got some of these other legends here. Here's one called the Watcher. The little girl had discovered a small figure carved on a wooden plank hanging on the kitchen wall. The girl stood there, awestruck, studying the image etched on the wood. In lines and knots was a lady in a gown, standing with gray hair flowing down to her shoulders and watching something open. Watching something open-mouthed and eyes rounded as if surprised and upset by what she was watching. The child had run to the nearby room and dragged him into the kitchen to show him her discovery. As a young man, he was not as surprised as the child, but he took note of the unusual design. Nevertheless, this was a child's home, and had she never seen this piece of art before. Indeed, it looked like a creepy lady watching. He was a friend of this family. Her parents had gone on an errand, leaving their little daughter under his watch. Minutes after being shown the discovery, he murdered the girl in the kitchen as the carved lady on the wall stood watching, terrified and dumbstruck. A year later, the wall and the house were no more. First mortgaged and then sold. Everything that could be salvaged was sold as scrap, including the wooden plank with the lady carved on it. It goes on a bunch of other stuff, but I don't understand this. It's just the dude killed a child. Well, so what? I mean, yeah, that's bad, but what's the urban legend?
He's Freddy, man.
Oh, Freddy. What do you think, Red?
Yeah, spooky wooders. Spooky.
There's a lot of fucking. Let me find. Shit. Hold up. Y'all got any?
Fucking the Mothman, but we talked about him.
Yeah.
Got a couple from Australia, like Min lights are an interesting one.
What is it?
They're called Min lights.
Okay.
And what the... Oh, I'm getting a bit of noise from Raisin.
Oh, sorry, let me fix it.
So, yeah, we're getting these things called Min lights. And I've actually gotten arguments with friends of mine on Facebook. Apparently, when you get in the bush late at night and you shine a spotlight off into the bush and then take a fucking photo, sometimes you'll see these orb lights flying around. It's like, and you'll get them in your cameras, or they'll take video and inside their house, like with the sunlight beaming in through a window, and you see these little orbs, and it's like, I tried to explain it to her. I said, well, the one out in the bush, what you're seeing there is what, and I asked the people at the camps, I said, what was the spotlight? And they went, oh, it's a 1,000-watt spotlight from a four-wheel drive. I said, well, what you're shining off there is probably a metallic bug about 50 meters off into the fucking distance, and it's lighting up like the fucking moon when the sun hits it. It's a reflection of the nice, bright, shiny, metallic fucking sort of coloured bug, and they do reflect a lot of light. I said, as for the Min lights in your fucking lounge room, that's dust. Dust bunnies in the air with the sun on them, lighting them up, and your camera fucking puts a bit of a halo around them.
Yeah.
Because it's a cheap fucking camera on a cheap mobile phone. It's not a fucking $50,000 fucking Sony like digital fucking camera that they use to shoot the latest and greatest movies. I said, and these people were like, nah, you're wrong. And I'm just like, and you're all fucking morons. And they don't talk to me much on Facebook anymore. And I grew up with these people. They believe in fucking Min lights. It's like they're bugs and dust.
Yeah. What's the Australian variant of Bigfoot? Because I know there's one pretty much everywhere.
Yowies.
What's the name?
A yowie.
A yowie.
Yep.
Is it like a Bigfoot or is it different? What's it like?
Yowies are like Bigfoots, and then we have a different one again called a bunyip.
A bunyip?
Yeah, that's up from Aboriginal legend. And I actually found out today that they've got their own versions of mermaids as well, but some of them are not pretty. They're quite ugly, and they just eat you.
Yeah. If you read up on like mermaid stories, though, the original mermaids were vicious fucking beasts, man. You know, the legends, they weren't this, shit that you got Disney style. These were some vicious killing motherfuckers.
Yeah, they were more like sirens originally.
Yeah.
It's all different ones. Some early mermaid reports from certain places make them as a half seal, but they now suspect that one of the explanations is that certain tribes would use seal skin dug like canoes and stuff. And so they'd see half a human silhouette like from the chest up.
Yeah.
And then from the rest back. And no, I'm not trolling. They're all legit. What? Oh, Sinister said I'm just trolling. What about bunyips? No. Legit. Aboriginal?
Yeah, legit urban legends, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're part of...
Let's say they're real.
They're Aboriginal culture. It's part of Aboriginal culture, and they believe they're real. And I'm just saying I've never seen a bunyip.
Have you ever heard of the Alice killings?
No.
No.
This is the story of the Alice killings is one of Japan's most famous urban legends, as well as one of its newest. The legend revolves around a series of killings that supposedly occurred between 1999 and 2005. The victim had no relationship to one another, and the killings seemed unrelated in every way, but they shared a haunting similarity. A single playing card was found by each body with the word Alice written in the victim's blood for an unabstained unsustained urban legend. The specifics of these murders are very consistent, right down to the names and grisly details of the murder victims. The uniformity of this legend, as well as its popularity, it's most likely thanks to the internet. There's no evidence, however, that these killings took place at all, and whether or not they did is hotly debated. The truth is, though, that there was a serial killer who identified his murders with playing cards, but he operated in Spain, not Japan. Luckily, this playing card killer was caught in 2003 and sentenced to 142 years in prison.
Wow.
So what they did here was take an actual dude from Spain and make it a legend in Japan and added stuff to it. I mean, that sounds like an actually good movie, by the way.
Yeah, I see that.
I'd watch it, The Alice Killings. There probably will be a movie made out of it.
I suspect they will.
Yeah. What do you think, Raisin?
People are fucking crazy, man. People are crazy.
Are you? Did you just inhale something?
No, I was stretching.
Oh, it sounded because you said people are fucking crazy, man. Pass that shit, nigga.
I need more. Oh shit! I need to grab my coffee. That's what's wrong with me.
Coffee.
Shit! I wish I had special coffee.
Yeah. I can't take Special K anymore for a while, by the way.
Yeah, how
Shame that.
are your lungs doing?
It shit kind of fucked me up. I ain't gonna lie, dude.
Yeah, breathing generally tends to be important. I mean, one likes to breathe.
Yeah, I don't like to do anything that causes me not to breathe well.
Pimpmunk's
you're
lungs
right.
are strong. He works them out with a lot of cigarettes.
Well, cigarettes are good for you. Ask a doctor.
Oh yeah, I'll go back to the 1800s and I'll ask
Yeah,
him.
it helps with speech. It keeps you from stuttering.
Keeps you regular in the morning.
Yeah.
Always milder.
Yeah. The Bunny Man.
Oh jeez.
That's not even like scary.
We'll start with the legend behind this one. The unsustained legend holds that in 1904, a bus crashed while transferring patients from an asylum in Fairfax County, Virginia. The patients escaped and all but one were eventually recaptured. Shortly after the bus breakdown, dead bunnies started appearing around the area. Many hanging from the Fairfax Staten Bridge. Why is it always a bridge? Yikes. Okay. But none of that has been proven true, and historians claim that it actually can't be because there were no asylums in Fairfax County in 1904. What is true is that in 1970, a pair of mysterious and scary incidents occurred in that area involving a man dressed in a bunny suit. A young couple was taking a nighttime drive when a man dressed in a white bunny suit hurled an axe at their car. While it broke their car window, neither of them was hurt. Only 2 weeks later, another Fairfax County man discovered an axe-wielding guy in a bunny suit chopping up the porch of a recently built unoccupied house. He was gone by the police. He was gone by the time the police arrived. The real-life bunny man was never apprehended, and Fairfax Station Bridge has been all but renamed Bunny Man Bridge. The name is so popular that even Google Maps use it.
I love how they're like, the police did not catch the bunny man.
Yeah, but that would be fucking terrifying. A bunny man, a dude dressed in a bunny suit just comes out with a goddamn axe and throws it at you.
I hope nobody ever impersonates that, because if I was driving through some bridge and some asshole in a bunny suit came running after me with an axe, I'd run him the fuck over.
You know there's people that do it too.
And they would get run the hell over if I were driving.
But this is actually this here says it actually happened though. This wasn't just
All the more reason to run over the psycho.
And people do that shit. Remember when a couple years ago when the clowns were like harassing people?
Yeah, I remember the clown shit. I remember that. That would scare the fuck out of Bunny. I'll tell you right now. Bunny ain't dealing with no clowns. But that would be scary as fuck, though. But I think I would pick a different kind of animal.
No way,
Yeah.
dude. Something about like the idea of a bloody bunny is kind of actually terrifying.
It's got to be the bunny from the Holy Grail.
Right?
Gators in the sewers.
Yeah.
This
God,
is
that's so old though. Yeah, they were everywhere. Florida always had gators in the sewers.
Yeah, this isn't a single urban legend, but you've no doubt heard that at least one cautionary tale about fully grown alligators lurking in the city sewers. Some of the more outlandish legends claim that New York City, of all places, has a whole. Yeah, I know about all this. So I don't have to read it out. You know, there is gators in like sewers and stuff that in Florida and stuff like that, but there ain't none in New York City.
But everybody likes to say that some, people get them as pets and then they don't want them and they flush them and then they grow up in the sewers.
Yeah, but that's not true.
They totally skip the water treatment plant and just go right for your sewers to terrorize your children.
I'm gonna hang around this shithole and scare these little bastards.
Ninja gators.
That's like I never understood why the clown in it was in the fucking. I never. What the fuck is he doing down there? But anyway, why did he choose that place? Why not be? Why not be sitting on a seesaw in a park? Why are you getting the fucking sewer?
Ambien.
God damn it, Red! I'm writing enough checks already. That's just fucked up. Okay, here we got murderous medicine cabinet. In 1992, the film Candyman earned its place as one of the scariest movies of all time. Really?
I fucking love that movie, actually.
But it's not scary.
His voice is very threatening.
Yeah, but it's not scary.
I thought it was back in the day.
It's not scary. One of its most famous scenes involves a murderous spirit with a hook for a hand bursting through the heroine's medicine cabinet. As that weren't scary enough, the idea of that and an apartment can be breached through its medicine cabinet isn't just silver screen fiction. And in fact, it did happen in 1987. Chicago, a woman named Ruth McCoy was killed by a group of intruders who entered her apartment through the gap in the wall made for the medicine cabinet. What the fuck?
I remember hearing about that. That was fucked up shit.
The shabby Grace Abbott housing projects where McCoy lived were built with the holes in the walls for the medicine cabinets, which provided the only flimsy barrier between the adjacent apartments. While Candyman was mostly based off the short story The Forbidden, the filmmakers also drew inspiration from the Came Through the Bathroom Mirror, a detailed journalistic account of the murder and the horror of the housing projects. Wow, so they based that off of an actual event.
Yeah, it was so ghetto. They were just basically cutting out a hole between the two apartments and then just stuffing the medicine cabinets back to back. So if you pulled yours out, you could push the other person's through.
Wow.
That's how they got into her apartment.
And they murdered the person.
Yeah, well.
You know, that's a lot of movies actually do. A lot of movie writers, screenplay writers go and read newspapers of actual events and stuff. And you know, like, I mean, look at all the movies that was based off of Ed Gein.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
I mean, Chainsaw Massacre. Give me a couple. There's some other ones I know.
Silence of the Lambs is
so, yeah. I was going to say, that character of Hannibal Lecter is based off of Ed Gein.
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo. I don't know why I said Hannibal Lecter. Sorry,
because it's the most popular character in there.
Yeah, I don't know why I said Hannibal. Yeah, Buffalo Bill. Buffalo Bill was based off of it's. And if you don't know the story of Ed Gein, man, it's fucking creepy, dude. He only murdered a couple people, if I'm reckon, right?
Yeah, a couple of girls.
Yeah, he had one though. He hung up like a deer and skinned her.
As I say, yeah, it was for him. It was more about what he did with them.
Yeah, and he would go dig up graves and take the bodies, and like he would use their skulls as soup bowls.
Oh
and
yeah, he
skin.
made
Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
furniture.
It's creepy.
His
Yeah,
whole
and,
house was just decked out in fucking skin and bones.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
he actually did make a suit of human skin. And that's where the chainsaw, skin Leatherhead came from, because he did make an actual. The dude was a fucking freak, man.
Yeah, he was scary, but he had a huge impact on some pretty great movies. So there's at least that bright side.
You're a sick motherfucker. Yeah, but that's what a lot of screenplay play writers do. Though they go and read crime stuff, and they get inspiration from that, which is cool in a way. But
Keeps it extra creepy, that's for sure.
yeah, it does. It does. Ed Gein was so fucking creepy, dude. For a while there, I was obsessed with Ed Gein.
Hey, and you got to give him full points for recycling.
Yeah, man. You
Yep.
need a bunch of new bodies. You just got ones that are already dead.
Yeah, well, you got any more old school urban legends? Like, I know, of course, we all know about Bloody Mary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's all the classics like Bigfoot and shit.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Go ahead, man.
How scary would snipes be considered an urban legend? I know that.
It would be actually. It actually would.
Going like every time we went camping as kids, my parents would
Snipe
send us
hunting.
on snipe hunts. Yeah.
I tell you what, it's just funny. There was this bunch of guys that I knew that was gonna fuck with this young dude. He kind of slow, and so they took him out in the woods and told me it was snipes. And the guy believed he was kind of he was stupid. He was almost retarded.
Y'all brought a retarded kid out to the woods.
Yeah, that's what they did. But however, he was slow and stuff, but he fucked with those motherfuckers.
Oh, good.
What he did was he grabbed, talking about rabbits, he found a rabbit, put it in the sack, brought it to them, said, "Look, I caught a snipe," and all these motherfuckers' eyes like, "What the fuck?" And he threw it at him and said, "Fuck y'all." And when they found the rabbit, and so it was pretty funny.
That's hilarious, dude.
He turned it on him.
Snipes can be crazy though. Like, I don't know. My mom got crazy with that stuff. She'd take like 2 little red LED lights that you could like just push in with your thumbs.
Yeah.
She'd tell them that like she'd go into like she made snipes scary. Like they'd be like these red-eyed creatures that make rustling sounds in the bushes, and I mean there'd be like these little 8-year-old kids running around the campground, and mom's hiding in the bushes with fucking 2 LED lights rustling the bushes and making it look like snipe eyes are staring at them. Back screaming, they're like, "I don't want snipe on!"
There used to be this place not too far from my grandmother's house. People would say you hear screaming of, it was supposed to be some murders in the woods. And you could hear screaming. Well, we all went one day. It was fucking coyotes.
Yeah, a lot of people get tripped up by animal sounds. Like, animals make some whack fucking noises.
They do.
Coyotes make some particularly fucking crazy noises, man.
Barn owls.
At night, and when you hear coyotes, it is kind of creepy, man.
There's a lot of them too. Like I don't care how small those little bastards are. If there's that many out there, I'm staying in the hotel.
A lot of people will go into like abandoned mines and shit, and what tends to happen is that owls will get into those mines and make really terrifying sounds, and people are like, "It's haunted," but it sounds demonic, dude.
Yeah, you should hear a male koala when it's sort of doing its vocal call at night. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. You just hear this thing. I had no idea koalas did that when I first moved out here. I hear this shit at night and go, "The fuck is that?" And I got on YouTube one day and started searching, and sure enough, it was a koala male vocalizing. It was like, that's frightening.
What does it sound like?
Guttural fucking. It's really hard. I can't mimic it. It's just guttural as fuck, and it's loud. Yeah,
They're
just
scary enough.
Yeah.
yeah. If you do a quick Google search, people in chat, and just do male koala vocalization, and just have a listen for 10 seconds. That's what I used to hear at night. And there's actually, there's a male koala. I live in his territory, so he lives in a tree near my place most of the time. He's a fucking noisy, and they're rapey as hell, koalas.
Really?
Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah,
They
I'm
bail.
listening to this
They bail
now.
the food. Yeah.
It sounds
Scary as
like
shit.
like this fucking
Yeah.
gross noise.
I was like a really girdle kind of sound.
You don't expect that to come from a koala, and then one day it's like, I finally worked out what it was. It's Jesus Christ. It's
Oh,
it's a
fuck that.
frightening
It's like a
sound.
lion with the hiccups. That's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, I know. It's quite strange to hear it when you, and I don't know why, but I just never really knew that the males made such freaky fucking noises. But yeah,
They sound like baboons or something. Drop bears are scary.
Hey, I'll tell you something else creepy, Red. Something you got to deal with Wednesday.
oh no,
Yeah, Pimpisha's going to be
That's just
here.
creepy too.
oh, I'm gonna be sick on that day.
And you, hey, Landon, I said, well, I'm off to work. Best with shit. I didn't even see you, buddy. Hey, how you doing in there? Hope you're doing well.
Have a good mate. Have a good day, Landon.
Yeah, enjoy
Yes,
your day,
buddy.
man.
But yeah, if Wednesday, Pimpisha will be guest hosting. I won't be here, but Red's gonna handle her.
Red's gonna have to tell us who's more rapey, Pimpisha or the male koala bear that lives near him.
And I don't even know
Oh.
what the fuck they're gonna be talking about.
Oh God, yeah. I'm just yeah. She can surprise me with the topic for the day.
Yeah,
Like a drop bear.
I do
no,
know. Go ahead.
No, my luck, it's going to be about the latest breakthroughs in feminine hygiene products.
I do know that one day this week we're talking about 10 signs you may be a psychopath. And also, I got a show planned that I'm going to let Red kind of handle. I'm going to be hosting, but it's 10 video games that impacted gaming. I thought, it'd be an interesting topic for you since you're such a gamer.
Yes, that'd be a good one.
And we'll bring on some more gamers and we'll have a talk. And I'll be honest with you, I'll be just hosting. Because
Actually, I'll make a suggestion. You should reach out and ask Rags if you'd like to come on for that one, because he is.
I don't know him, so if you know him, contact
I'll ask him, see if he can get back to me.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But we're all, I've got a couple of topics planned. I don't know when, but I do want to do the 10 things 10 signs you may be a psychopath. I thought that'd be interesting. See if we got any of these signs. But I know that Raising Girl is a psychopath, so.
Yeah, I'll probably check
I
off a
passed my
few.
test a long time ago.
I know. Okay. What, I had another. Here's one I can't really say, but it's French, I guess. Lila Lyon. I don't know what that is. But anyways, it says recently the people of Swiss. Recently the people of Switzerland began telling stories about a mysterious figure who walked through the mall's forest wearing camouflage and a gas mask. For 10 years, there was no evidence that this figure existed, just a few eyewitness accounts. In the newspapers, according to those accounts, he didn't show any signs of being dangerous or malicious, but he sure was creepy. With no concrete evidence of his existence, the figure remained in the realm of folklore. People began calling him the ghost of malls or Le Lion. In 2013, his existence was proven when a pedestrian snapped this photograph of Le Lion. A few months later, I don't see a photograph though. A few months later, his gas mask and camouflage coat appeared in the woods along with a mysterious note hinting that he was harmless and could no longer stand being viewed as some kind of monster. Whether Lee Leon actually committed suicide or simply abandoned his persona and wandering habits remains unknown. There are some of the most bizarre, unsolved mysteries of all time. This photograph, okay, let me click this link. I want to see the photograph, and we'll show it to you. Okay, here's the actual snapshot of the guy walking
Wow.
through. Yeah, so that happened. and here's the gas mask that he left with a note, I guess. So it's a better picture, too. Let me click on it.
Spooky.
Super spooky.
And a little kinky.
Yeah, I bet he was fucking animals out in the woods.
Well, you don't fuck animals out in the woods, I do.
No, I fuck them in my house.
Oh, okay. Well, you're civilized.
I'm a civilized animal raper. I hate when people say you can't have sex with animals, but I don't think you should have sex with animals. But I think when people say because they can't give consent, well, did they give consent to be a hamburger?
Yeah, or to even be pets for that matter.
Yeah, so don't give me a consent shit. Let me fuck my cow. No, Raising Girl.
Allegedly.
We're learning things today.
This is what I want from Raising Girl. I want her to dress up in black and white spotted pajamas as I do her from behind and her yell, moo, moo.
Moo.
Either her or Raising Girl. Oh, Red Eye. I don't care which one.
I got owl pajamas. I could do it and go whoo whoo instead.
I first thought you said Alf pajamas. I missed that shit.
I wish I had Alf pajamas.
Fucking Alf was awesome, dude.
And I could eat my cat.
Yeah, I'd eat your cat.
Wow, you can't say that on television.
We're not on television.
Thank fuck for that.
Hey, Corky, how you doing, baby? Everybody in the chat room, hello. Kind of ran out of the list, actually. I don't have any more.
God damn it.
Damn it, Pimp. Now I've got this fucking movie playing in my head of being in an owl suit. You'd be like, who's your daddy? And me going, whoo, whoo.
The fuck are we
What's
going
wrong with
now?
my brain?
I'm trying to find more. I can't even say that word. The Polybius video game.
Oh, polybius. or
Polybius. Okay, say. I can't. Is it Polybius or Polybius?
People say it both ways. Don't fucking matter.
So I wasn't actually being a dumbass. Okay.
No, you're fine.
According to this legend, a video game called Polybius or Polybius was released for about a month in 1981, Portland, Oregon. The game was designed by the government to be a psychological experiment. It functioned like a drug, and it gave its players seizures and nightmares. Government officials would come in and extract information about the players through the arcade machine. Though the game was almost certainly not real, there were a few video games related happenings that probably spun the legend. One was the game Tempest, which did cause epileptic reactions and motion sickness among some players when it was released in 1981. Another was that FBI agents did inspect an arcade around the same time, investigating reports of gambling. Here are some more. I don't want to read it here.
Yeah, I mean, this one's bullshit. It's been debunked a million times. But since this whole story came about, people have actually made the Polybius game, so now it exists.
Polybius is on this red.
So someone's heard of this urban legend of a game that basically fucks up people, and they went, "Yeah, I'm gonna make that fucking game." Fuck yeah!
Did you ever play that game and said it actually did give you seizures?
No, I don't.
Tempest? You ever played Tempest?
No, I've never played Tempest.
No,
Okay.
and I don't think I'm gonna try because just in case I'm susceptible to that fucking frequency that they use.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't
Fuck
try
that.
it. I wouldn't try that shit.
Yeah, there was what was it the episode of fucking that cartoon where it had the flashing lights and a whole bunch of kids fucking went down. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
they got it strobing at just the right frequency so it caused seizures.
That was a Pokemon episode.
Yeah, it was.
That's
a fucking
right.
one, Yep.
They took the piss out of that in the South Park episode, remember? And I constantly had the flash and scream, but they purposely made sure it didn't trigger anyone. But yeah, that was pretty fucked up. It's like Pokemon. I don't know if they did that on purpose or not. It's like, how many kids can we make have a seizure at once? It's like, I do not know, Sensei. Let's find out. Release the fucking episode. Oh, shit.
Release the seizures. Make them little bastards shake on the floor.
Yep. Oh, they got a lot of people. I wonder if they had to pay any compensation for that. They probably settled out of court to keep it all on the down low if they did.
Imagine. But didn't they re-air it like years later or something?
Oh, if they have re-aired it, they probably would have changed the offending parts of the cartoon to a different frequency of
Yeah.
flashing or removed the flashing or So it definitely has to be at a certain frequency, a certain amount of changes per second to get that effect going. But the threshold for some people may be a lot lower than others. I don't know.
What the fuck?
The brown note, urban legend or reality? Let's find out.
Red Eye.
Yes, sir.
Click on that link, Raising Girl, and read some of those.
All right, we can do that. What have we got here?
It's the creepiest urban legends in every state. I'll let you
one
read.
in the Russian accent.
All right, just look at what we're dealing with. Oh, Jesus, that's a nice illustration to start off with. Holy fucking shit. Oh, my script blocker is being a bastard.
If you can't read them, I'll do it.
No, I've got it coming up now. Let's see. Oh, Jesus. All right, let's start with this one. Alabama, the dead children's playground. Why is it creepy? Well, the name's a good start. All right. This eerie playground adjacent to Maple Hill, Huntsville's oldest cemetery, doesn't just have an eerie nickname for fun. The playground was presumably designed to entertain kids while their parents visited the graves of loved ones. Legend has it, though, that the spirits of children who've been buried in the cemetery since the first grave was dug there in 1822 come out to play at night. The living have observed orbs of light going down the slide, seen swings moving on their own. Yeah, Wynn can't do that, and even heard giggling. Yeah, that's just because you're crazy. Creepier still, some say the spirits include victims of a rash of child murders that happened in the 1960s or in the 60s when the bodies were rumored to have been found in the area that now house the playground. The playground itself wasn't opened until 1985, so you can imagine how much pent-up energy the tiny spirits are. Oh, fuck off.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, so it's just going on to make a bunch of stupid fucking... All right, 2007, they tried to raise the park to make more room for graves and remove the slides and swings overnight. After the public outcry, it was replaced with more modern equipment, making it slightly less creepy to look at, also probably resulting in some happier ghosts.
Yeah, I've heard of this one. I live not too far, but yeah, this is a pretty big one around the South.
Okay.
It's kind of crazy and stupid, actually, because little dead kids, man. That is creepy, though. Little dead kids are creepy. I guess the creepiest ghost to see would be a dead kid.
Little kids are creepy, period. Like little kid scary movies, those are the ones that get me. Scary movies don't get me, but the little kid ones creep me out.
Children of the Corn, that was a creepy fuck.
I hated that movie. That freaked me the fuck out, man.
Yeah. If I seen a ghost, I'd rather see an adult ghost.
Right? Like no Pet Cemetery, no none of this Children of the Corn.
Well, I've never heard of this one. It's called the Alaska Triangle. Encompassing an area ranging from near Juneau in the southeast to the northern Barrow region to the western metropolis of Anchorage, Alaska's answer to the Bermuda Triangle is comprised of some of the most barren wilderness in the U.S., and it apparently craves souls. Oh, fuck, that was spooky. More than 20,000 people have gone missing without a trace in the area during the past half century alone. Yeah. Show me the receipts. Are they being consumed by mythological beings like the beastly Kelut or the ghoulish kidnapper Qualupalik, lost on extreme hikes, or simply vanishing into the dark vortex? What the fuck? Nobody knows, though it's not for lack of trying. When the government lost House Majority Leader Hale Boggs' Cessna to the Triangle in 1972, a massive search turns up tons of conspiracy theories but no bodies. Where it came from. The area has been associated with evil spirits. The Tinglet law for centuries attributed tricks to demons for luring people to an icy death. Others believe the area exists amid an electromagnetically influenced vile vortex. Never heard of one of them. Still others think it's a Darwinian result of explorers taking on nature. Yeah, bingo.
Yeah, I
Go.
would say getting lost in the Alaskan wilderness probably pretty easy to do.
This is
Being-
like their version of the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless, the area continues to claim people, and underneath that massive blanket of snow and rock likely lies one of the world's largest and best preserved mass graves in the world. Or maybe some people got eaten by bears.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe, I don't know. Has that ever happened before? Has anyone ever been eaten by a bear before?
I have.
No.
No,
doesn't
no
happen.
one's. No,
I was eaten by a bear.
damn.
You have to be eaten to death, Pimpmunk. You're still alive.
I was.
I keep trying, but they keep telling me they're gay.
Was it a big hairy bear from California, boss?
Did you meet him in a bathroom?
Did you meet him at a truck stop on the wrong side of the glory hole?
It was
Stamping
actually
that
in
foot.
Phoenix, Arizona, and it wasn't a bathroom. Yeah.
Wrong side of the glory.
Okay, Sinistrous, if you've never seen footage of a bear sitting at the fucking, a brown bear sitting eating salmon as they jump into the air and they just catch them and start tearing them asunder, they eat meat. They are definitely not herbivores. Polar bears and fucking brown bears eat critters.
You ever
Definitely.
seen a bear that's lost its fur?
Yeah, that's
look fucking
chupacabra of the north, my friend.
They look disgusting. They look like big ass rats.
Hey,
All right.
don't be a hairless bearist.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, I reckon a good percentage of those people were eaten by animals, wolves. And, that's the other thing up there, fucking packs of wolves.
Yeah, they got a bunch of like. vicious
Yeah,
wolves.
even if they're succumbing to the elements, they're still gonna get eaten by the wildlife. You ain't finding that.
Yeah. No, I've just been informed that bears are vegan, and I'm going to bet that wolves have probably gone vegan too because it's 2018, man.
Yeah. And they also do ASMR videos.
What is happening?
Huh.
All right, we better get on to the next story. But
No, I want to do more
Jesus.
bear ASMR. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
This needs to be a whole show.
Please tell me someone's recording this.
yeah, Google is. They'll use it as evidence in the court case.
All right, moving on.
All right, we've got one here. I've got a friend that lives in Connecticut. This one's called Dudleytown, and I'm only going to read the first paragraph or two before I start sneezing. Fucking an allergic reaction will develop to the amount of bullshit that I've seen so far. Okay, why it's creepy. Often cited as a dark vortex. Okay, rumor has it that any visitor that steals an artifact from Dudleytown will have a curse put on them and their family. Dudleytown Forest visitors report seeing just about every kind of paranormal phenomena you could think of. Okay, we're going to check this town's water supply for drugs. That's the first thing we're doing. People describe an unnerving lack of wildlife in the area, as well as floating orbs of light and sinister wolf-like black shadows, murmurs, disembodied voices, as well as a feeling of general dread. That's probably... You've probably eaten some mushrooms that were golden tops and maybe, psychedelic in nature at this point. Let's see.
That or with that much different stuff going on, actually, the things you just described could be frequency based. There's a specific, 19 hertz, 18, 19 hertz, the same that's in a tiger's roar and tsunami sized waves. They actually did experiments on it. It's called the sound of fear. It triggers a response in people. It actually triggers an instinctual fear response, and it vibrates your eyes, so people will see things and they'll have like a weird feeling of dread. So they basically think a place is haunted, but as soon as they correct the sound or figure out what's making that generating that frequency, it stops.
Yeah. Here's the problem, where it came from. The curse of the ill-fated Dudleys began back in jolly old England, where Edmund Dudley was beheaded for conspiring against King Henry VII. This treacherous act apparently unleashed a curse on the rest of the Dudley clan, which emigrated from Guildford, England to Cornwall, Connecticut in 1748. They helped establish a community centre around the town's then thriving iron industry before a series of untimely disasters befell the family. These calamities included a series of mysterious deaths, which in turn inspired madness and suicide amongst the Dudleys, several of whom disappeared into the woods, never to be seen again. The remaining residents very sensibly ditched the town, which has been abandoned ever since. So, I'd like to see the history of the town. What it sounds like is there's probably, if they were mining a certain substance, and if they were getting, they might have been mining lead, and that
Something ergot poisoning.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were getting some of the chemicals and stuff that they used back in the day would make people kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
We've
Mad
learned
hat.
about it now. Yeah. Quicksilver, all of that shit. So, yeah, it basically started as in England and then followed the family over here as like a family curse thing. And every time a shitty thing happened to this family, they go, the curse. So, boo. Oh, Jesus, what the fuck? This is a good one. Who's heard of the skunk ape?
I haven't.
I love that picture
I
though.
have.
The picture of it's just like,
Yeah, let me share that.
Jesus Christ. It's like Wolverine's fucked up on LSD, man.
Look at this motherfucker, dude.
This is like a selfie of Wolverine.
This is look at him.
He has Down syndrome.
That's the
retarded.
that's the retarded Wolverine. Yep.
Wolverine, what's happened? I've taken every barbiturate known to man and I'm feeling great.
I fucked up looking some bitch right there. Look, that poor bastard.
Oh my
Fucking
God.
ridiculous.
Look at the face
I
on it.
love that they made his ass naked still. You got a little naked ape.
Yeah, he had a naked ass. He did.
He's got Kylo Ren's chest. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's the chest straight out of the last Star Wars. Oh my God. How did that happen? It's part. No. I've got to stop looking. Scroll down quickly. Ah. All right, the skunk ape. This fucking thing lives in the Everglades where there's the crocodiles and the alligators would never get this thing, would they? No, of course not. What the fuck? The Everglades are filled with an array of terrifying creatures: man-eating alligators, man-eating snakes,
And
man-eating.
skunk apes.
However, one human-like figure has been spotted enough times to warrant levels of concern. Swamp Thing, nah, just fucking idiot. Skunk ape, a relative of Bigfoot.
It's a relative, dude.
I want to go to that family reunion.
So good. This is so fucking awesome. I can't believe it. All right, let's get back. Game face red eye. All right, I've got this. A relative of Bigfoot, a fully grown skunk ape stands anywhere from 5 to 7. Yeah, so the average height of a human being to the size of a basketball player. Ooh, spooky. And weighs approximately 450 pounds. That explains that magnificent chest.
Yeah.
They can be detected by a horrific. Oh, they got a stank. They need to wash under damn nuts. Seriously, in the odor, they can be detected by a horrific odor that's been described as sun-baked animal carcass and rotting garbage.
Damn.
They really need to wash under damn nuts. Oh my God! They
Oh, my
mostly
ass
eat.
is bad.
They mostly eat berries and small animals, but from time to time they've been known to ravage farms and tear wild boars to shreds because sometimes skunk ape just gets pissed and needs to kill some shit. Recently, a skunk ape has popped up in the Everglades where you can book tours out into the swamps or reserve a spot on a hunting expedition to finally prove the hairy beast is real once and for all. Pro tip: the people that come up with this shit are the ones that you booked the hunting tour with. Wink. Where it came from. No one can say for sure, but I'm going to take a guess it's from the wankers selling the hunting tours. But because its lineage can be traced back to Bigfoot, many believe it migrated south from the mountains and found refuge in the swamplands an environment safe from humans with ample sustenance and room to roam. What? Just no, don't you mean swim and wade through alligator-infested fucking waters? What the fuck? Others believe it's just law, a tale pioneers created in order to scare off people off their lands and preserve the wilderness. Whatever you believe, should you find yourself camping in the Everglades and you smell something foul, take caution. It could be skunk goop.
Here's what I'm picturing when you said he ate berries most of the time. Then all of a sudden he like, fuck these berries. I'm gonna eat a fucking pig.
Yeah,
You here?
if it smells like that, it must just fucking rummage through everyone's garbage and eat garbage.
Yeah, or eating dead animals on the side of the road, probably.
Yeah.
Why are we talking like this is real?
Maybe,
it's
maybe
legit.
because
It's all-
he gets the gas from all those berries. So every once in a while, his gas gets really, really painful, and he comes out to fart all over the place and kill wild boars.
We all saw that fucking picture, that eyewitness account of what they fucking look like just before they rip your face off, man.
I was wanting to find the Mississippi one, so I scrolled down, and let me read this. It's the Mississippi, the three-legged lady of Nash Road. I've never heard of this one. Why it's creepy. Whenever a strange person starts chasing your car as you drive down a dark, unfamiliar road, it's unsettling. When she bangs on your hood, it's even worse. But when she has 3 legs and one seems to be a rotting limb she's sewed to her body, that's just the worst. But that's what the generations of Mississippians have said about the stretch of Nash Road near Columbus. I live close to Columbus. I've never heard of this. Columbus, where the lady does her thing. Where it comes from, Robert Johnson selling his soul to the Yazoo witch. We all know about that. Many ghost stories in Mississippi persist, but the three-legged lady gets points for changing to suit what scares you. Some say the extra-legged woman was removed from a dead lover and attached to her body. Some believe she's the ghost of a mother who got lost searching for her dismembered daughter. After all she could find was severed legs. Some say she wants to race you across a nearby bridge. Either way, turn off your headlights on a stretch of the road and don't be surprised if you're forced to control the specter yourself.
Some three-legged bitch will race your car?
I guess so. I live near Columbus and I've never heard of this.
That's weird shit, man.
Why does Mississippi gotta have the dumbest one? She sold an extra leg to her body. What the fuck?
You're gonna trip over that motherfucking leg as she's trying to keep up with your car. What a dumb bitch.
The visual in my head is fucking hilarious. It's just not threatening at all.
I wish they had a picture on this, dude. That would be awesome. I bet there's some out there on Google, but that's fucking crazy. A three-legged chick.
What if she sewed it on so it was like just a big fucking strap on? That'd start to get me concerned at that point. Starts raping people with that fucking leg.
She should have sewed a dick to her forehead. I'm a unicorn, a unicock.
Why not? Let's get crazy with it. She sews a severed penis to each kneecap.
Knee dick.
And one to each elbow and elbows.
Yeah, color. I don't know what to color.
Just run up and knee you in the ass.
The running penis woman. I don't know. Knee you in the ass. Yeah. Let's do it doggy style. I'll just stand up.
Look, Luna's down with that. That's what I was thinking.
All right, you can find one more on that page and read it, and then we'll go to Q&A and tip session.
All right, let's see. We've got to find out a decent one. What's this one? That's. Oh, why not? We'll go to Minnesota, and this one's the hairy man of Vergus Trail. Why it's creepy. What's not to be creeped out by? An 8-foot, musty-smelling, barefoot man with a reputation for being unnaturally aggressive is a hell of a thing to consider encountering in the woods. Some report sightings were just that, sightings. However, reports like Ken Zitzau's made the hairy man more of an apparition, but something to fear. Zitzauer returned from driving in the woods with dents all over his car hood and said the hairy man jumped onto the road and began pounding the hood. Where it came from, nobody really knows. Sightings trace back to the 1960s and had a significant increase in the 70s and still happen from time to time. Some say it's legend. Some say there's an old hermit living in the woods who wasn't too keen on your rascally kids wandering into his land. Others say hairy man is real and points to a mysterious skull discovered in the Vergas Trail area that is human-like but not hominid. It was discovered by a private citizen who didn't turn it over, so no one knows if it's human, Bigfoot, animal, or hoax. Well,
This is a lazy one. I mean, most of them come up with like they got horns or hooves. Oh, he's just a big dude with a hairy body. What the fuck?
Body
Yeah.
odor, man. I think I'd go camping with that guy. I mean, what the fuck?
I think I know this.
the
dude.
last claim about it, it's not hominid,
Yeah.
but then they basically say the citizen didn't turn it over, so no one fucking knows if it's anything, if it's not hominid or hominid. So that sucks. That one. Boo.
It's because it's Minnesota. Everybody else knows that we just call them hippies or wooks.
Look.
Woogie, woogie. Woogie, woogie.
That's like, well, and there's one other urban legend from Australia. It's a certain prime minister who went missing while having a swim. Some say he was eaten by a shark. But there are those that have come up with a pretty awesome conspiracy theory that the Japanese grabbed him
What
when he
year
was
this?
fuck. When did Holt die? Was it the 70s? I think it was the late 70s. But yeah, Holt. It's crazy. They some people actually believe that the Japanese pulled up in a mini sort of a mini sub and grabbed him and took him back to Japan, and we haven't seen him since.
He's still there right now.
Yes. He's eating some seaweed because it's good for you.
Here's one more, and then we'll go. In Montana, the hitchhiker of Black Horse Lake. Usually, when you see hitchhiker on a particular desolate stretch of highway, which Highway 87 certainly can be, it gives you the willies. On this particular stretch near Great Falls, and it's compounded by the fact that the namesake lake is seasonal and dry most seasons. Regardless, the end result of the body of a Native American man clad in jeans with a jet black hair slamming into your, why are they always slamming on your car? Slamming into your windshield as you are driving is sheer terror. Legend has it those encounter the hitcher suddenly find his body bouncing off the front of their car. When they stop to help, there's nothing there and no damage to the windshield. The hitcher, meanwhile, repeats the cycle endlessly, trapped in his own personal hell as he repeats his moment of death, with whichever driver happens to be cruising down the road at the wrong time. Where it came from, folklorists have traced the whole vanishing hitchhiker phenomenon back to the 19th century. Though, given the presence of Denham reported the most who encountered the hitcher, we're going to guess he met his demise in the 60s. If he was real, legends of wandering spirits of Native Americans are pretty prevalent in this part of the country, too. So chances are the hitcher lore and the native stuff just made it logical.
Far out.
So you got an Indian throwing this stuff over against your windshield.
Yeah, there's
Damn
got-
engines.
we got sort of local legends like that around here. It's like there's a certain road that a lot of people have been killed on over the years, and they say late at night if you drive, you might see a ghostly apparition on the side of the road trying to hitch a ride. Don't pull over. Don't give her a ride.
There's a bunch of hitchhiker ones I've heard before. That's crazy. But anyways, guys, we're at 11:48, so we got 12 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and jump into the Q&A and tip session. I wish you guys would tip. I'd like to see about $75 that way I could get that unlimited data on that phone. So if you can tip, please do. Pimpy loves, Pimpy likes, Pimpy wants. Anyways,
Just the tip.
it's the tip. And if you got questions, anybody on the panel or just want to say something to somebody on the panel, please
I
do.
want look. The pictures on that page are priceless.
Yeah.
Screen share the bunny man at the bottom, if you don't mind.
I
I like it.
think of well.
It's the same legend we talked about earlier, but they have like the cartoon bunny man.
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, this is the one we talked about earlier.
Threatening.
That is threatening. That bloody axe, man. It's fucked up.
I'm
The
seeing
weirdest
my next,
illustrations.
that's my next fancy dress costume right there. Boom.
Boom, boom, bitches.
Already got the axe.
Yeah, remember
Just-
to like to stream and share. That's right, Oculus. Go ahead, Brett. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just about to say, if you don't like the stream, Gage is gonna come around to your house and smoke all your weed and potentially have sex with your favorite potted shrubbery. Just saying.
And he'd be dressed as a bunny holding an axe.
Damn, that's kinky. Kind of hot.
That is
Oh,
kind
poor Jade. I like my Jade. Don't do it, Gage.
fucking good. Fucking good.
Somebody pay the clock so Gage doesn't fuck my Jade.
Yeah, save her, Jade.
I suggest that everyone go and buy cactus now.
Oh man. Poor Gage.
Oh, I'm such a meanie. I'm sorry, Gage. I didn't mean that.
It feels good in your butt, Gage. The cactus does. Trust me. Stick it up your butt, Gage. Cacti in the butt high.
Yeah, wiping your butt with a prickly pear leaf, that's the definition of cleanliness.
That's awful.
It's great.
Prickly pears are evil.
Yes. Some idiot bought one out here, I think, and it just, as soon as it got off the boat, it just ran off into the bush and started having babies. Just went, check his later. Pew, off into the bush. That stuff's rampant out here. It's like, it is evil. And it's got no natural predators here, so once it starts growing, it just turns into this forest of the shit.
Ugh. They're impossible too. You really can't even pull that stuff out with tweezers.
Tweezers.
Cactus in the
Uh-oh.
Oh, Marshall.
Oh, God damn it. Really?
What do you do?
Look at the link he put in.
Oh.
Why did I expect anything else but this? Get it? But see what I did there?
I see. It's a cactus in the butt. Here's a picture of Gage as next event. Damn it, Gage. Why'd you do that?
Oh, that one that looks like a dick is really weird.
What's going on right here, though, dude? What's going on here? Look, there's blood.
And the cactus is smiling.
Look at that.
Loving it, dude.
That's just... That's
Look, a sexy cactus.
Oh, man.
Damn.
Actually, I like that meme there. Some people could use a good fuck in the butt.
Right.
With a cactus.
I like the one if you exit out that's under the dude with his drawers hanging out all the way to the right. There's an obscene cactus hiding underneath of that screen you have.
How about that?
No, you have to X out the it's underneath of that one. But you have to X out of that, like X out of the preview. There you
Jesus.
go. Oh wait.
Nah.
Yours. Where is it on yours?
Oh, there's some real
Wait, on yours
injuries
it's all the
further
way
down.
to the left, 3 down.
Look at that.
Weird that looks like an actual
I
That's
got you
funny.
a cactus, bro. It's a housewarming gift.
the one all the way to the left underneath of the sample that you're looking at looks obscene to me. I don't even want to know what kind of cactus that is.
How about that?
The one that
Oh,
looks like an
that.
actual dick sticking
Oh,
in.
that, yeah. That
That's
does look.
gross.
It looks like a penis.
It's Satan's pecker.
Satan's,
right there.
Satan's pecker. Okay.
I'm gonna get that tattooed on my back.
When you've been a sinner all your life and you've been taking dicks in the butt, when you get to hell, you get Satan's pecker in your butthole.
Pecker, bro.
No lube. He just spits on the tip a little bit. Just
Speaking of tip, somebody tip.
Yeah, nobody's tipping.
Come on. Lube up just a tip. Come on.
Leave a Satan's tip.
Nobody wants me to get that unlimited data.
Don't y'all want streams from the road?
Don't you?
Mobile streaming.
Do what?
Mobile streaming. Somebody help.
Yeah. IRL, yeah.
If we don't start getting tips, we're gonna send Gage around a Satan's pecker strap on, and he's gonna start wailing on you.
Yeah.
Some of these people like that shit, man. We got some freaks up in this bitch.
Yeah.
Some freaks up in this bitch. Oh, it was a good show today, though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it actually went pretty fast.
Yeah, it does sometimes. Sometimes it seems like it just flies by like today.
God, my brain is such a sieve. What are you doing tomorrow?
Hellbent's gonna be here.
Right on, that's right.
I don't know exactly the topic yet. We will figure it out. Yes, child. We will figure it out.
Well, how did you find out that cats have spiked penises, Sinistrous Oculus?
Yeah.
Have you been looking at cat peckers? Huh? Hey? What have you been up to? Stop looking at cat penises.
Cat cock.
Cat cock.
Catterus cockerus.
All right. So we've got any questions? So Alexis is doing the kitty porn, right? Good to know.
Wait, what?
That did sound really wrong.
Alexa, well, this is the comment. Alexis showed me Kylo's massive wang. It's like, okay, and I know Kylo's a cat.
I hope he is.
We're just glad it's kitty and not kiddie.
Hey, watch yourself now. Watch yourself.
Hey, that's why I freaked out when he first said that. I was like, wait, what?
What?
That's what I heard. I was like, what the fuck are we talking about?
You're all perverts. Clearly, you've just demonstrated that. I don't think I should be associating with you any further. Good night.
I'm used to hearing you go off on rock spiders. What?
The fucking FBI just kicks your door down.
We are all now on a watch list of a watch list of all. It's like watchception fucking in this room, man. We've got Homeland Security, we got the FBI, we got the CIA, we got the IAD. Who else have we got? I don't know. Let's just make up some more names.
The RPC. The FTU.
The OGs. The 5-0.
The Run, motherfucker, Run.
The Wu-Tang Clan.
The Wu-Tang Clan.
The Yakuza. The Yakuza.
Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince.
La Cosa Nostra.
I'm getting no tips. Y'all fucking suck, dude.
Right, we're just going to have to send the mafia around everyone's house.
Chat is making me sad with their lack of tipping.
Look, you can give the money or we'll just come take it from you. But you're giving money.
Yeah. You can give the money, or we're just you're gonna give the money by force, which is, you know, those hired goons need to earn their keep though. So I actually hope that people don't sort of tip until the last second, and they see the goons coming down the street. They go, "Holy fuck, that was serious," and then they start tipping.
Yeah.
The goons are just about at your houses, people. Not long to go.
Not long at all.
Who
I'm
knows?
watching from your bushes.
So open up your fucking PayPal right now.
And get your buckets of love.
Okay, motherfucker, where's the bitcoins? We want the bitcoins.
When someone knocks at your door dressed in a bunny suit, sounding like me, and tries to kill you, it's your own fault for not tipping.
That's right. It's your own motherfucking fault for dying.
Here's the deal. We'd really like to see 75 in tips or just one Bitcoin. We're not greedy. Just one. One Bitcoin would be fine. What's one Bitcoin worth at the moment? Between, I don't know, $8,000 and $12,000.
It's around, I think, like 7 or 8K right now.
Okay.
That's
There you
quite
go.
a bit.
One Bitcoin. That's far less than $20, isn't it?
Yeah,
Kind of, sort of.
It is.
Yes.
I don't have Bitcoin.
Well, you will if we get one off someone that's watching the show.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and end it. Thank you for not tipping. We appreciate it. We did. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for joining me. It was fun.
Yeah, good times. Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure, boss.
Yeah, it was nice. Anyways, guys, make sure you check in tomorrow. Hellbent will be here. Wednesday, Pimpmunk will be guest hosting. And so, yeah, we're going to do that shit. Thank you, guys. See you later.